I think focusing more on conversational English. So I know that learning proper English is important, but also day-to-day English, so how people speak normally and a regular course of the day, not just super proper English, but daily English that people speak just with their friends or with their family.
Speaking.
Oh, probably speaking then.
Can you speak why it is most important?
I think speaking is more important because it's more helpful. So if you know how to write it, it helps if you're like in school and stuff. But if you know how to speak it, you can go anywhere you want. You can talk to anyone you want. So I think it'll help you to talk to more people and do more things that you want to do.
Speaking.
Why?
Because it's easy for me. The speaking easy. Because the writing it's need like the rules and the spelling. It's difficult for me, but talking it's easy for me.
I think it's helpful because English is a language that is spoken in a lot of countries, so it would open a lot of opportunities for kids. I don't think it's the only language that they should focus on. I think there's other languages that would be helpful too. But I think teaching them from a young age helps because they become more comfortable with it and they can speak it more easily. When I have kids, or if I have kids, I'd probably teach them to be bilingual, so English and Spanish or English and another language.
It's easy to catch any language in a young age. You can teach them more than 2 to 3 language. But if you are in
Green.
it's I think in my mind I think it's easier to teach them in the young age. It's better.
I think here it's the early education part. In Korea, I feel like they start when they're younger. And in the US, a lot of times they don't start learning a second language until high school, so until they're teenagers. So it could be a little harder for us to learn a second language in the US.
There is more difference between our language and your language, especially in the letters, how to writing. Because I think I heard that information that the Korean language talking is different than letter.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. Right.
To talk is different, to write is different.
Yeah, different.
Pronounce. For us, no, it's the same.
Yeah.
That's why our language is easier than yours.
I think it might make it harder because if they're just doing it for school or just for their job, it might not be as easy for them to learn. And it's also not as enjoyable. I feel like when you're learning a language, it should be fun, but if you're just doing it because you have to, they might not have fun with it. So, yeah, I mean, if they need it for their job, I guess they have to, but I don't think they'd have as much fun with it. There's a lot of people that speak Spanish only, so they don't speak English.
Then there aren't any trouble in
There's
communication.
there's a lot of them need translators. So like, I speak both English and Spanish, so then I need to help a lot of them when they need to communicate. So it would help them to know English, but yeah, they don't have to.
If you only learn English only for the certification for job, Like, yes, it will. I don't know. It will run away quickly. But
Yes,
if you love this language, you can.
Forget.
Yeah, it's easy to forget. If you just like a course or like this, you easy to forget. But if you practice and you love this language, it will not never go.
I think it depends. So if it's a job where knowing English is like necessary, then I guess it's okay. Or it's like I would understand why they need to test it. But if it's a regular job that you don't really need the English, I don't think people should be tested for it.
In our country, we have only 4 levels. But I don't know why it's here 9 levels.
Yeah, I think it's necessary, but they don't have to focus on it too much because I think I've met Korean people when they're learning English, and sometimes they speak it really proper and like with all the grammar rules. But in the U.S., we don't speak like that all the time, so we are more like relaxed. So I think it's important for foundation, but then moving forward, you could be more relaxed with it.
Teaching grammar is necessary, but after the listening and reading.
I think having conversation. So like just speaking it with people. So like going out and talking to people in English is, I think, more helpful than like studying off of books. Because yeah, like I said, we speak different from in the how it's written in the books is not how we speak like every day. So I think just going and like talking to people is the best way.
Yeah.
Contact English a lot of time.
Well, the different things would be like I said. I feel like Korean English is more proper. You guys speak like very, very proper, and I think English back at home is more like we use slang and stuff like that. Similar. I mean, they're both based on the same grammar and foundation, so they're the same. It's just like one is more rigid, and I think English is more relaxed, more flax.
There are, I think my English and Korean English is very similar.
I guess it would be, I mean, in the US, I guess the slang. So, like, knowing what they're like, it's just like the improper words that people are using at the time. So, I think if you want to know what's going on, it's like kind of not super important, but it like would help you understand what people are saying if you knew those slang terms that people are using to talk.
Communication.
Did that man answer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.